Government says efforts are underway to facilitate the safe return of residents displaced by recent violent clashes in Binyuri in the Sawla-Tuna-Kalba district of the Savannah region. The disturbances, which began on August 23, 2025, have spread to surrounding villages, claiming several lives, destroying property, and forced over 50,000 people to flee their homes. The President, John Mahama, says affected residents can return to their communities in safety and dignity as calm gradually returns to the area. There's more in this report.
President, in his maiden media encounter since assuming office, addressed pressing national issues including security, illegal mining, the economy and governance. A critical question was raised regarding the fate of residents who fled parts of the Sawla-Tuna-Kalba district due to recent land conflicts. The president offered a firm assurance, pledging that government will work to restore peace and facilitate the safe return of displaced residents.
The mediation team, there's also reconciliation. And so even though we call it a mediation team, its terms of reference includes reconciliation. So we've given them the full authority to meet both sides, to perform purification rites, to cleanse the land of any blood that has been spilled and all that, and then to come out with recommendations how to improve relations between the two groups so that they live in peace. As I speak, we've given the security services the authority and the resources to begin to bring some of the displaced people back to their communities. And so we're going to work hard to make sure that we bring peace to Gonjaland. We need peace to develop. Our common enemy is poverty, it's not each other. Savannah is one of the poorest regions in the country, and so we must rather be fighting poverty rather than fighting each other.
On developments in the northern part of the country, the president disclosed the government is re-evaluating the Pualugu multi-purpose dam project, which is expected to help control perennial flooding in the 5 northern regions.
Post-dam, we are re-scoping the project. We have to do an appraisal of what the costing will be again. And what we intend is to, if possible, finance it under the big push. The last time it was to cost about $900 and something million, almost $1 billion. And $1 billion today is about 11 point something, almost 12. So that would be about 12 billion CDs. This year, the total budget for Big Push was 14 billion. Next year, the total budget is 30 billion. And so we'll see how we can accommodate it in phases, because it has 2 phases, phase 1 and phase 2. Maybe we're not able to do the 2 phases immediately, but we can start with phase 1, which is the electricity production, and then phase 2 is the flood control and irrigation. And so we're rescoping it, and you'll soon hear something about it.
Touching on illegal mining in the country, the president said polluted water bodies across the country are soon to be restored. He described this as the start of a new phase in the fight against Galamsey.
They conduct daily operations on major river bodies, serving as community vanguards to ward off illegal mining activities. An additional 1,020 personnel will be recruited and deployed by the end of the year, bringing the total force to 2,000 blue water guards. The next phase will focus on dechemicalizing and restoring our water bodies to their pristine state. Feasibility studies for this critical restoration efforts are currently underway.
In another development, Ghana has now joined Eswatini, Rwanda, and South Sudan as African countries that have received migrants deported from the United States under third country resettlement agreements.
The U.S. And we agreed with them that West African nationals, were acceptable, because all our fellow West Africans don't need a visa to come to our country. So if they decided to travel from US to Accra, they don't need a visa anyway. So if you're bringing our colleague West Africans back, that's okay. And so I think that agreement has been activated, and a first batch of 14 nationals came. Several of them were our Nigerian brothers. They opted to go back home, and so we put them on buses, to be able to go back.